Wiring theft can create significant challenges when restoring electrical systems. When encountering a situation where wiring has been cut due to theft, a systematic approach is essential. Firstly, thoroughly inspect the panels and wiring. Verify that all wires have been cut and that splicing is required in the junction box. Secondly, carefully check the junction box itself, ensuring that all wire connections are secure and properly capped. Thirdly, trace the affected circuits to identify which ones were cut and terminated in the junction box. When troubleshooting, 1. Test the voltage at the service entrance to confirm that power is available at the main breaker panel. 2. Test each circuit breaker individually to verify that they are receiving voltage. 3. Test the affected circuits using a voltmeter to check for voltage at outlets, switches, and fixtures. 4. Locate the junction box in the attic and carefully inspect the connections. 5. Check all terminal screws in the junction box to ensure they are tight and making good contact. 6. Inspect the wires for any signs of damage or loose connections. Always prioritize safety by taking proper precautions and consulting with a licensed electrician if needed. Be aware that the junction box splicing might not be fully compliant with local electrical codes, so it is highly recommended to have a licensed electrician inspect and verify the safety of the installation. Spliced connections can introduce additional resistance and become potential points of failure in the future. Insurance companies may also question the safety of a spliced wiring system and potentially deny coverage in the event of electrical damage. If the extent of the damage is significant, it is advisable to consider rewiring the affected circuits to ensure safety and long-term reliability. It's recommended to consult with a licensed electrician to assess the situation, determine the best course of action, and ensure full compliance with electrical codes. Keep a detailed record of all observations, tests performed, and recommendations made to document the restoration process. When working on electrical systems, safety is paramount. Always to energize the circuits before beginning any work. Use appropriate personal protective equipment, including insulated gloves and safety glasses. A non-contact voltage tester is an essential tool to verify that circuits are de-energized before handling any wires. Understanding electrical codes is crucial for ensuring a safe and compliant installation. The National Electrical Code, or NEC, provides comprehensive guidelines for electrical wiring and equipment. Local jurisdictions may also have their own specific requirements that must be followed. When splicing wires in a junction box, use appropriately sized wire connectors that are listed for the application. Ensure that the connectors are properly tightened to create a secure and reliable connection. Avoid overstripping the wires, as this can expose bare conductors and create a shock hazard. Always make sure that the wire insulation extends into the connector. When working with aluminum wiring, use connectors and compounds specifically designed for aluminum to prevent corrosion and ensure good connection. Label all circuits clearly to facilitate future troubleshooting and maintenance. Use a permanent marker or label maker to identify each circuit breaker and the corresponding loads it serves. A well-labeled electrical panel can save time and prevent confusion when making repairs or modifications. Grounding is an essential safety feature in electrical systems. Ensure that all equipment grounding conductors are properly connected to the grounding electrode system. The grounding electrode system typically consists of a ground rod, water pipe, or concrete encased electrode. The purpose of grounding is to provide a low impedance path for fault current to flow back to the source, which helps to trip the circuit breaker and prevent electrical shock. Regularly inspect electrical panels for signs of corrosion, overheating, or damage. Look for loose connections, cracked insulation, and any other abnormalities. If you notice any problems, have them addressed immediately by a qualified electrician. Over time, electrical components can degrade and become a safety hazard. Consider using arc fault circuit interrupters or size to protect against arc faults, which are a common cause of electrical fires. SIs are designed to detect and interrupt dangerous arc faults before they can ignite nearby materials. Ground fault circuit interrupters, or GFCIs, are another important safety device that protects against ground faults, which can cause electrical shock. GFCIs are commonly used in bathrooms, kitchens, and other areas where there is a risk of exposure to water. When installing electrical wiring, follow proper wiring methods and techniques. Avoid running wires through sharp edges or in areas where they could be damaged. Use appropriate cable clamps and supports to secure the wiring and prevent it from sagging. When working in attics or crawl spaces, be aware of potential hazards such as exposed nails, insulation, and pests. Wear appropriate protective clothing and use caution when moving around in these areas. Consider using surge protectors to protect sensitive electronic equipment from voltage spikes and surges. Surge protectors can help to prevent damage to computers, televisions, and other devices. Regularly test smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors to ensure they are functioning properly. Replace the batteries at least once a year or as recommended by the manufacturer. Smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors are essential for providing early warning of fire or carbon monoxide poisoning. Educate family members about electrical safety and the importance of following safe practices. Teach children not to play with electrical outlets or appliances. Keep electrical cords and appliances away from water. In older homes, it may be necessary to upgrade the electrical system to meet current demands. Consider adding new circuits, upgrading the service panel, or replacing old wiring. An overloaded electrical system can be a fire hazard. When performing electrical work, always obtain the necessary permits and inspections from the local authorities. Permits and inspections help to ensure that the work is done safely and in compliance with electrical codes. Keep a record of all electrical work performed, including permits, inspections, and any changes made to the system. This documentation can be helpful for future maintenance and troubleshooting. If you are unsure about any aspect of electrical work, it is always best to consult with a qualified electrician. Electrical work can be dangerous, and it is important to have the knowledge and skills necessary to perform it safely. Never attempt to work on electrical equipment while standing on a wet surface or when your hands are wet. Water is a good conductor of electricity, and it can increase the risk of electrical shock. Use caution when working near power lines. Maintain a safe distance from power lines and avoid touching them with any objects. Power lines can carry extremely high voltages, and contact with them can be fatal. When using extension cords, choose the right size and type of cord for the application. Avoid overloading extension cords and do not run them under rugs or furniture where they could overheat. Regularly inspect extension cords for damage and replace them if necessary. Do not use electrical appliances that have frayed or damaged cords. Frayed or damaged cords can create a shock hazard or start a fire. If you experience frequent electrical problems, such as flickering lights or trip circuit breakers, have your electrical system inspected by a qualified electrician. These problems could be a sign of underlying issues that need to be addressed. Consider installing a whole house surge protector to protect your entire electrical system from voltage spikes and surges. A whole house surge protector can help to prevent damage to appliances, electronics, and other electrical equipment. When replacing light bulbs, use the correct wattage for the fixture. Using a bulb with a higher wattage than the fixture is designed for can cause overheating and a fire hazard. Be careful when working with ladders near electrical equipment. Maintain a safe distance from power lines and avoid touching any electrical wires or equipment. Store flammable materials away from electrical equipment and heat sources. Flammable materials can easily ignite if they come into contact with sparks or heat from electrical equipment. If you smell burning plastic or see smoke coming from an electrical outlet or appliance, immediately turn off the power and call a qualified electrician. These could be signs of an electrical fire. Keep electrical panels clear of obstructions and ensure they are easily accessible in case of an emergency. Do not store boxes or other items in front of electrical panels. When drilling or cutting into walls, be aware of the location of electrical wiring. Use a stud finder to locate studs and avoid drilling or cutting into electrical wires. If you accidentally damage electrical wiring, immediately turn off the power and call a qualified electrician. Damaged wiring can create a shock hazard or start a fire. Consider installing tamper-resistant receptacles, or TRRs, to prevent children from inserting objects into electrical outlets. TRR has spring-loaded shutters that prevent access to the electrical contacts unless both prongs of a plug are inserted simultaneously. Periodically check the tightness of connections at outlets, switches, and light fixtures. Loose connections can cause overheating and a fire hazard. If you find any loose connections, tighten them carefully and make sure they are secure. When replacing electrical devices, such as outlets or switches, use the same type and rating as the original device. Using the wrong type or rating of device can create a safety hazard. Do not attempt to repair damaged electrical appliances yourself. Take them to a qualified repair technician. Electrical appliances contain complex components and can be dangerous to work on without proper training. If you are planning to do any major electrical work, such as adding a new circuit or upgrading the service panel, consult with a qualified electrical engineer. An electrical engineer can help you to design a safe and efficient electrical system that meets your needs. Consider using energy-efficient lighting and appliances to reduce your electricity consumption. Energy-efficient products can save you money on your electric bill and help to protect the environment. When disposing of old electrical equipment, follow proper disposal procedures. Do not throw electrical equipment in the trash. Many electrical devices contain hazardous materials that can contaminate the environment. Contact your local waste management agency for information on how to properly dispose of electrical equipment. Consider installing a backup generator to provide power during outages. A backup generator can keep your lights on, your appliances running, and your central systems operating during a power outage. When using a portable generator, follow all safety precautions. Operate the generator in a well-ventilated area, away from windows and doors. Never connect a portable generator directly to your home's electrical system without using a transfer switch. A transfer switch prevents electricity from backfeeding into the power grid, which can be dangerous for utility workers. If you have any concerns about the safety of your electrical system, contact a qualified electrician. A qualified electrician can inspect your system, identify any potential hazards, and recommend solutions to improve safety. Remember that electrical safety is an ongoing process. By following these tips and staying informed about electrical hazards, you can help to protect yourself, your family, and your property from electrical accidents.